Welcome back. Well, when you hear the word estate, you probably think of a big piece of land with a very large house. But you don't need to own a lot of property to consider estate planning. It's an element of a financial wellness plan that is often overlooked. And Al Spiegel is back from McLario, Helm, Bertling, and Spiegel to talk more about the importance of estate planning. Hey, Al.
Hey, good morning, Tiffany. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for joining me. I think a lot of people have this misconception about estate planning. Why do you celebrate estate planning awareness?
Well, we celebrate estate planning awareness, and you may not know, but it's Estate Planning Awareness Month. I'm not sure how you decorate for that, but it's something that we should all be thinking about. And it's important because, you know, the old saying goes, failing to plan is planning to fail. And there are so many different things we can accomplish and so many different ways we can improve relationships, we can improve, you know, your legacy. And really the baseline is we can put you in control of what's going to happen in the event of your incapacity, of your death, or even during your life, so that you're the one making those decisions and not somebody else.
People don't like to think about that, Al. They want to think they're going to live forever, there's no issues, and when I'm gone, I'm gone. But the truth is that's not the reality, right? And this is a vital part of a wellness plan financially. So are you ever too young to consider this?
Well, I think you're too young if you're under 18. If you're under 18, you're under somebody else's custody and care, so you don't have to worry about it. But one of the big things I preach, and I've preached it here before, is once you turn 18, you at least need powers of attorney. Because if you're in a situation where someone needs to make a legal or a medical decision for you, and you're over 18, your parents can't do it, your friends can't do it, nobody can do it unless you've done documents authorizing them to do it. So you got to get those done. And then if you have children or you have any kind of property that you want to make a decision about what happens to it, you got to get an estate plan to make that decision on paper.
See, that's key. I thought it just automatically defaulted to your parents, and it doesn't. So that's good to know for people. Do you have to be super rich for an estate plan?
Absolutely not. I've got one and I'm not. And you know, what I find with a lot of my clients is that the different techniques that we can employ and the questions we can ask and the things we discuss, they realize that they can really do a lot with their assets. People will come in pretty frequently to my office and say, well, we don't have much. But then we talk through it and they realize, well, wait a minute, I've got a retirement plan that's got some value. I've got a home that's got some value. I may have some investments. And the way we manage those things can really bring a lot of fruit and leave a great testimony about what was important to us and who was important to us.
And so isn't a will enough? I mean, a lot of people will think, well, I've done that.
Yeah, well, what I like to tell my clients is if you like paying lawyers, get yourself a will. Because in the event of your death, you're going to have to go through the probate process. Nothing wrong with the probate process, except it's public, it's slow, and it's expensive. So we work with clients to avoid probate because it really isn't necessary for most of the clients and families that I deal with. We can do trusts, we can talk about beneficiaries or joint accounts. We can do a lot of things so that you're not going to have to get bogged down in the court system and have all your money and all your wishes tied up and then aired out for public consumption.
See, Al, I think this is tough to talk about sometimes within your family. So I love the fact that you're doing these videos because you could just slyly send somebody a video. Talk a little bit about those and what you're doing to truly educate the public and people who are in family situations that need to talk.
Yeah, what we've been doing this month is I think it's every weekday, we're releasing a new video, which is, you know, 1.5 to 2 minutes, just addressing a commonly asked question that I hear in my office every day about estate planning. Because what I tend to see is that the same kind of questions keep trotting themselves out. One of them, for example, is what you just asked, isn't a will enough? And, you know, we'll have a video about that. What happens if I just have a will? What happens if I don't have a will? Who should I pick as my executor? And we're just going to go over one of those questions a day. And my experience is once you kind of crack the lid on that and you get a chance to think about, okay, well, really what I want is achievable. I just have to sit down and do it. And my experience has been once people actually sit down with me, it's really not that hard and it's really not that painful. People think it's going to be really uncomfortable or really awkward, and most of the time people walking out of my office, the thing that comes out of their mouth is, well, that wasn't so bad.
Relief.
All you're doing is saying what you want, and then you're hiring a professional to make sure it's going to happen.
We're out of time, Al, but I just want to mention that you've got this complimentary estate planning beneficiary checklist and checkup. And people can get that from you and meet with you, right, to do it?
Absolutely. No charge for either of those things. We're happy to help people out.
So great. It's great to see you, Al. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, God bless, Tiffany.
You too. You make it easy. McLario, Helm, Bertling, and Spiegel is offering that complimentary estate planning beneficiary checkup, that whole checklist. Just go to the website on your screen. You can download it for free today. Get started. All right. Also, there you go. That's it. You can check out those McLario, Helm, Bertling, and Spiegel videos on YouTube. They've got the whole video series about common estate planning questions every single day in October. Great to just slide those in someone's DMs, right? All right.